discussing during the event, during the expo about the potential business opportunities, sending them samples, also following up, etc. So it's not just going to be extending business cards. So that's what Ben actually emphasized, and that's where we got to be really careful. So I'm actually confident with 2 expos, and this is how I'm going to put the budget in. And this is going to be like what you call that, like sideways, sidekick, sedimentary, secondary. Yeah, gonna be like the secondary. So this is only for the expo budgets that I put in here because that's where yeah. And this is only the flight. So I'm really putting rough calculations on the expo on the flight right here. Yeah, but I haven't talked about how many etc. How many days that everyone's going to spend in the US. Because that's apparently, so that's the funny thing. So when I mentioned to Ben, I asked him, what about the draft itinerary that you and I going to have in the US? And Ben was like, what kind of draft are you talking about? I have no idea. So that was like confusing for me because that's the guy that we need his approval from. Yeah, and I was thinking maybe that's why we go directly to Laura to have the approval and the later as well. So I'm thinking let's just move on with our own plan. Like for me, I set up the date and Church is already aware of the date as well. So basically we don't want to stay longer in the US because we got work to do, especially after Expo ends. And if you have like a whole itinerary for you set up, like for example doing the meeting with the influencer etc. in the Vancouver, go ahead, make the plan. And I think what BBTF will cover is only the flight, but not about the lodging, because lodging transport is going to be covered from US side BTFI. Yeah, that's why I understand from the whole conversation. Yeah, because we are coming there with 2 recommendations, one from BBTF to allow us to get and that's also going to put in the budget where we can have the transport covered. But once we arrive, it's just gonna be totally undercover from BTFI. Yeah. So from the moment we arrive, there's going to be transport. There's going to be I don't know how they do it, but when I asked George. So what they do with Church, because he's an expat and so are you, and what they do with an expat is that they kind of use his credit card. So Church credit card is going to be filled with flight expenses and whatever they use, on during the trip, and once cut back cannot be reimbursed. But to be honest with you, I don't want to do that because there's a limit for my credit card, and making the trip in the overseas is going to be like. I mean, my bank's not going to be happy with the bills coming through the roof. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that is also because for sales, the budget for sales is basically to generate leads, to meet more people, like to approach more entities, right? And to do that, we need the expo. But for marketing side, it would be more like showcasing the products and the photo shoots. It's gonna make more sense if you have that kind of budget set up as well. So I think, when we make it in here in the budget template, I can put some sort of rough estimation for the for the airfares. I'm not sure about the number, but also this budget is huge. But I'm gonna put the airfares only in the weeks that I think the event's gonna take place in 2022, right? And then you can. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, and then you can put like make plans throughout the whole year. What kind of marketing activities that you want to have, like showcasing product, or maybe trip to Sukoharjo, or maybe to Bali, and just put that all things in here. And if you don't know how to do that, you know what we can do is just send me the emails of the date and how much the money that that's going to cost you for this trip, and then